Hi folks, so just here in my bro's flat in France, and it's just a stone's throw from Geneva, Switzerland. You can literally drive right past CERN. There's also a field, this is the balcony here, quite a nice apartment complex, and there is also like a field of buffaloes you can drive past. So we're very near the Swiss border, and so tomorrow we'll go to the Art History Museum in Geneva and see if we can find some violins in there, see what surprises are in store in that museum in Geneva. So we arrived at the Musée d'Art d'Histoire, but unfortunately, though they have 3 Vuillaume violins in their collection, they're not on display, so that was a disappointment. I kind of semi-thought that that would be the case. So they used to have a display of musical instruments here from their collection, but now they only actually get them out for special occasions, special exhibits, exposition. Now what the guy did say is where they keep the Vuillaumes, which is nearby here, you can go and ask them if they'll let you see them, and they'll pull them out of the archive for you. But the chances of them actually doing that for us today off the cuff are pretty slim. So plan B, let's go and see if we can find a local Geneva luthier. So we found the luthier.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about bottom actually.
Keep going. Keep going, Jerry. I'll follow you from behind. So we found the luthier about 15 minutes before it was due to close, and you couldn't really see the violin in the workshop because you kind of go in there and the workshop is in the left part of the shop, and when you come in the entrance there's just a pile of violin cases, and a lady comes through. So I mentioned to her the problem I'd had about the violins not being on display in the museum, and she revealed that actually the luthiers, one or two luthiers around Geneva, they do have access to the fiddles by special request, but otherwise you can't really see many violins in Geneva. So it's been a disappointment. The weather is terrible, but being as I always love coming to Geneva, it's not the end of the world. If you are planning a violin pilgrimage, don't come to Geneva. But it's like anywhere, if you're passing through, you're going to see what's there and see if you get lucky. So no Stradivarius or Del Jesus today. So, but onwards and upwards. Next stop will be Montreux. Ciao. So that's the violin bits out of the way, and what we're going to do now for the next part of this trip is a non-violinistic musical experience. Whilst I'm here, I'm actually going to check out the Montreux Jazz Festival. Two bands I'm going to see. Firstly, the Smashing Pumpkins, and then on the second night I'm going to see the National. Now, I wanted to have a listen of something very interesting the frontman from the Smashing Pumpkins had to say about the period of time we've just lived through since early 2020. and have a lot of respect actually for what he said, and do find myself agreeing with him. So we'll take a listen to that, and then we'll be over at Montreux. I'll show you around the place and hopefully catch some live footage of the band. See you over there.
Just putting masks on 2-year-olds,
Yeah.
I think, was a crime. What'd you think about that? You have kids.
I was not into it.
I was not into it either. I think the whole thing was like...
I find it really weird, and obviously there was a mob out there making the case once the propagandists got done with them, that people can tell you what to do
Right.
with your body.
Exactly.
I find that really weird.
Even in an emergency. Even in an emergency. And there was a moment there where you could say it was an emergency when, like...
Yeah, but these motherfuckers had the data pretty early on.
Yes.
And they wouldn't let it go.
Correct.
Because somebody was
Yes.
jerking off in an office over. We were laughing about it, what they got people to do.
No, I mean, if hospitals are being overrun, which didn't happen as much as they hyped it, but was certainly potentially happening, and there were some times when, yes, there were gurneys in the hallways. Okay, that's an emergency. I can see draconian measures for a short period of time, but then to let something that should have been 2 weeks drag on for 2-3 years.
Flatten the curve. Remember Flatten the Curve?
Remember herd immunity? I mean, the way they like, just like in politics, they just like float something, and if it doesn't turn out to be true, they don't apologize for it. They just move on to the next one.
Yeah. And God knows what they're using to figure out their messaging. Like, are they using AI or Google Analytics? You know what I mean?
Well, now they are.
Yeah, they tweak the messaging, right? So, and you know, I'm a songwriter. You know what I mean? It's like, I think, oh, that's a pretty good album title, Flatten the Curve. You know what I mean? It's like, it has a ring to it. That's my point.
That's the best skill I saw was terrifying.
So that was the Montreux Jazz Festival with a warm-up band whose name I've forgotten, but I'll put in the video details, and then the main act of Smashing Pumpkins. It was open air by the lake. Incredible experience. Really enjoyed going to Montreux. First time I've been there, and it's actually not going to be the last, because we're back tomorrow night to see a band called The National. So that brings my trip here to France and Switzerland almost to an end. I will leave you with a video I made visiting the Château de Voltaire, which is right just next door to where my brother lives, in the same town. In fact, the town where my brother lives is called Ferney-Voltaire. It takes its name from the great French philosopher. And I also did make a trip to CERN on my sister-in-law's pushbike, and I'll leave you the link to that video as well. So that's it. That's my trip to France and Switzerland. Ciao for now.
Thank you.